Welcome to your second special data handling tutorial with QGIS. In this particular tutorial, we'll be handling QGIS interface. And of course, if you're going to be dealing with the interface, you are going to need to launch your QGIS software. So let's navigate to my QGIS software on this particular system. Now, this is the QGIS interface. This is how it looks like. Very interactive, very users friendly, and I so much like it. Now, one of the things that makes me like QGIS is the interesting interface it has. Of course, QGIS is a particular software where you would have add PostGIS layers as an relevant chip, and so many other things like that, interesting chips to just represent what you want to do. Let's continue. On QGIS as well, like conventional softwares, you would always have a title bar, which is the one I am placing my cursor on at present. QGIS 2.2.0 Valmera is the name of this particular QGIS version, and right on that same title bar you have the minimize, you have to restore down or up, and you have the close button. Now, next to the title bar you have the menu bar. Even on regular softwares as well, you have the menu bar. On the menu bar you have so many things in which you could work with. Just click on them and it's going to display it. I mean, just navigate like this, you can find a list of tools you can use on your QGIS software. The truth is that related functions are associated under the same type of menu. For example, under settings we have the custom CRS that displays the coordinate reference system. We have the style manager, we have the configure shortcuts, we have the customization, we have the options, we have the snapping options, and lots more like that. Of course, under vector as well, we have DXF to chip. So DXF to chip is a tool whereby you could convert your data exchange format of AutoCAD to the shape file of history, and that's interesting. Of course, when you place your mouse on any of these tools, you could find a flyout leading to another flyout. Now look at analysis tool under vector. You have distance matrix, sum line length, and lots more. So all of these things are the functions you could perform with your QGIS software. Let me explain something very interesting. Right on your QGIS, if you find some layers that you want to use that they are not actually here, I mean some tools that you want to use and they are not actually here, you could enable them. And if you find some that you discover you don't use them often, you could as well disable them. For example, look at this shortest path. At shortest path, I could click on close. It takes away shortest path because I've not actually been using shortest path recently. Now, if I want to display that same shortest path again, I could right click on any toolbar here, find shortest path on this dialog box displayed. Now this is shortest path. I select it. Now it's back. So oftentimes I have questions like using my package and somehow I discovered some of the important things I used to use, I can no longer find them. It's very simple to get them back on QGIS. All you need to do is find them here. If you can't find them, right click on the toolbar. When you right click, then you can go and click on the particular name. Now let me tell you something I just discovered. You have to right click on an enabled toolbar. If you right click on a disabled toolbar, it will not bring it out. But on an enabled one, just right click. Don't left click, don't click, because if you click normally it's going to perform the function of that tool. So please just right click and it displays this, and you can keep doing what we're going to do. Now let me explain one more thing again. Let's try this explanation with digitizing. Digitizing is displayed, or rather let's try it with database. If I select database now, I have this new toolbar that has just been added. If I don't want it, or if I don't need it any longer, I could right click and find database on this place and deselect. There's one thing I've not explained to you. While you right click, you discover that some are actually ticked with hex, some are not ticked. The ones ticked with S are the already enabled layer on your system. The ones not ticked are the ones that you can still enable if you want them. For example, let's deselect file. Okay, that's actually very risky. I've deselected file now and I can't find any longer on my screen. But if I right click again and select file, now file is back. That's interesting. Let me try this with just one more example, and I will believe that you actually get what I mean by the QGIS interface, handling and playing around the QGIS interface. For example, if you are a Python user, this is a Python console displayed on QGIS software. I mean, you write codes with Python on your QGIS software. You can as well write codes or write your Python codes, use your Python codes to execute operations on your QGIS software. But the truth is that when you open your QGIS or when you open your own, if you've not been using Python console, it's not going to be displayed. So you can actually right click as well and find Python console here and deselect. That is for my own option, but if you want to enable yours, you right click and you select Python console. Can you see it? So that's just the way it works, and I believe that if you are a very good programmer, in fact if you are an intro, if you as somebody who actually understands something about Python console, you would know that this symbol makes real sense in Python. Thank you very much for listening to this second tutorial on spatial data handling, and I believe that you would have an introduction to the QGIS interface. Let me give you this assignment. I'm never going to ask for it if you are going to do it. If you want to find the name of any of your tools on your screen, just place your cursor on that particular tool. It displays the name. It displays the name, and not just even names, and even explanations as well. For example, this is coordinate capture, to capture the coordinate of a point. One more thing I have not explained, very very important. On your screen like this, each time you move your mouse, your cursor is moving. There is something that keeps changing at the bottom of your screen. If you take note of it now, it's showing 9.44, negative 3.12. If I move a bit, it's going to 13.99, negative 0. I've changed it. You see, that is the coordinate of where your cursor is located. So each time you keep changing it, it keeps changing as well. So it's easy. You have this function on AutoCAD as well. I know you do have it, and I bet it that it's a very good function. I'm sure it's a very good thing while you work with your special softwares or with your software that could actually help us handle spatial data handling. Now, thank you for watching this tutorial. One more time, don't forget to drop by at Spatial Scientist on Facebook or any of all these links to be able to send me mails, questions, answers, but most importantly, I would like you to ask your questions on any of the either WizIQ, EduBlocks, or Spatial Scientist, which I so much prefer. And you can do it by writing or typing your question as a comment under the particular video file. It makes it organized. When you do that, you won't ask the questions others I've asked, and I'm going to be much more happy because I have a wider audience who could be able to answer questions as prompt as possible on Spatial Scientist. Thank you very much for watching this tutorial.